Blood of a Mole by Stravka Eftimova. Forward. A story about a nameless character who runs a pet shop. Barely anyone ever came in and bought anything until a strange lady came in asking for the blood of a mole. She claimed 3 drops of this blood would cure her son's unnamed illness. The pet shop owner sensed the desperation of the lady, so he or she made the decision to cut himself or herself and gave the bottle of his or her blood to the lady, which is a big mistake since the next day he or she found himself or herself with a whole crowd surrounding his or her pet shop, holding their own knives and bottles. In a small exotic pet shop with only a few customers, unlike other pet shops with dogs and cats, my pet shop has frogs, lizards, snakes, and insects. Sometimes teachers come and buy frogs for their biology class. Also, fishermen drop by to sunbathe, and soon the shop will be closed because of lack of customers where I have worked for 5 years. One day, a strange small woman entered the shop. Her face looked frightened and gloomy. She approached me, her arms trembling and unnaturally pale. The woman did not look, nor did she say anything to me. Her elbows reeled on the wooden counter. She didn't seem to buy in the shop, but rather look for help. I was afraid, but she remained silent.
Moles! Blood of a mole.
Moles? I'm sorry, but I have no moles. I haven't even seen one. She then turned to go silent. Her head dropped between her shoulders, and her steps were short and uncertain. Hey, wait, maybe I have some moles. I do not know why I acted like this. I just felt bad because I could not help her.
The blood of a mole can cure sick people. You have to drink 3 drops of it.
Are you ill? The words squeezed like a shot in the thick, moist air and made her body shake. I'm sorry.
My son is ill.
A glass of water will make you feel better. She remained motionless, and when her fingers grabbed the glass, her eyelids were still closed. She turned towards the door, and I ran after her. I will give you a blood of a mole. The woman stopped in her tracks and covered her face with her hands. It was unbearable to look at her. I didn't have any mole's blood, so I closed the door so that she could not see me. Then I cut my left wrist with a knife, and the wound bled slowly into a little glass bottle. After 10 drops that covered the bottom, I ran back to the woman. Here it is. Here's the blood of a mole. She didn't say anything. She just stared at my left wrist. The wound still bled slightly, so I thrust my arm under my apron. She did not reach for the bottle. Rather, she turned and hurried to the door. It's a blood of a mole. She fingered the bottle and took some money out of her pocket. No, no. But she still threw the money on the counter and did not say a word. I once had to guide a customer to the counter and even offered another glass of water, but she could not wait. The cold day moved by as the autumn leaves rolled in the wind desperately, which presented a brown color. Winter blizzards were early that left snowflakes into the window and froze the ground. I cannot forget that I lied to her. Another morning, the door of the pet shop opened immediately, and the same customer walked rapidly towards me and hung up as I didn't have a chance to beat her. The short woman took my left arm and put it on her eyes, and the scars disappeared. The woman kissed my wrist, and it felt calm inside my shop. I could see that she straightened herself. I accompanied the woman towards the corner, but she stood still alongside the street while looking at me with a tiny smile. My dark shop felt comfortable, and I was dizzy but happy at the same time, with the old and slight aroma of harmony. Later in the afternoon, an unexpectedly tall and terrified man entered my shop.
Um, do you have the blood of a mole?
No, I haven't. I have never sold moles here.
You have. You have. 3 drops, 3 drops, and no more. My wife will die. You have, please.
From my wound, the drops dripped slowly. The man kept a little bottle containing red drops that shimmered like embers, and then he left. The next morning, in front of my door, A whispering group of strangers waited while holding tiny bottles made of glass and knives, asking for the blood of a mole, and all of them together said,
The blood of a mole!
The blood of a mole! The blood of a mole! And that's the end of the story of the blood of a mole. About the author, Stravka Evdemova, Bulgarian, born 24 July 1959 in Pernik, Bulgaria, is a contemporary Bulgarian writer. She has 4 short story collections and 4 novels published in Bulgarian. Her short stories have appeared in many international literary journals.